All right. Happy Halloween Pilates Day. Don't forget to mute yourselves, please. Let's just drape our little band to start with. Use that as we scrunch those shoulders up. Feel that squeeze. Pull back. Open up and drop down. Add the arms this time, rounding that upper back. Squeezing. Drop back and down. Don't care if the ribs are popping up at this point. One more time like that. Pull it open and then relax it down, and then, sorry, don't relax it down. Bring your fingertips to the back of your head. Nod your head, yes, not a big aggressive nod. And press your fingertips, or excuse me, your head into your fingertips. Then at the same time, open the elbows. Then at the same time, pull the ribs down. So back of the neck lengthens, chest opens, ribs pull down. So abs should be engaged, but you should hopefully feel a nice stretch across your chest and a little sensation in those upper vertebral bodies and muscles, and then relax. We're going to roll that out. We're going to take our band and we're going to make it simple. We're just going to wrap it so that we don't have to grip it at this point. Bring that up, roll your shoulders up, back and down. Give me a wider stance this time. Bring it back down, round it with that whole body. Squeeze it back, open the chest, then bring that behind you, just like we did a moment ago. Pull the ribs in, squeeze the shoulder blades back. Bend it, round it a little bit, open it all the way, ribs are up, and then pull the ribs down, bring that to the back of your head, keep those elbows open, and we go again. Exhale, round, inhale, squeeze, then pull it all together. Exhale, round, inhale, squeeze. Exhale, pull it all together, hold for an inhale, press back, exhale, just 2 more times. Dog leaping across, and 1 more time, round it, bring it up, pull it back, squeeze it, and let's hold here. Keep the ribs down, open the hands 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. Push them back an inch, back an inch, back an inch, back an inch. Open and go back. Open and go back. 1 more time. Open and go back. Woo, shake that out. That should definitely have warmed up your upper body. We're going to take that band across the bottom of your left foot. So step into it. And then bring the band into your right hand. And again, you can hold it if you wanted to make it easier. You can wrap it so it's a little easier to hold. And then we're going to step out quite a bit with that right leg. I want you to feel that quadricep already working a little bit. And then you're going to stretch into that. You're going to lift those left toes, straighten out that right leg, and really feel that quad as it straightens out. And at the same time, we're going to be lifting that left leg. We won't do it in such a slow motion in a moment. And we lift, oops, sorry, but we're a little bit slower than that. Lift, stretch, hold. So there's a little pause at the top as you straighten out that leg, engage that quad. Lift and hold for a moment. Lift and hold for a moment. There you go. If you want to, you can add a little bicep curl with your right hand. So you should feel that right quad. You may feel a little bit on that left glute and outer hip, I hope. Keep that toe pointed down. That'll help you get a little extra bonus. If you wanted to, you just kind of counter stretch that left arm behind you. A little bit of tricep action, but mostly just helping to balance and maybe give us that extra split second. 2 more here. Make sure you straighten that right leg when you stand. So we'll get that last bit of quad. Beautiful. 2 more. May have already said that. Last one. Lift it up, straighten that front leg, left toes on the ground, open this palm, and we're just going to pulse this, feeling that hip, outer hip, holding that other hand so we keep tension on the band. Right leg is straight. 3, 2, 1. Woo. Oh, relax, shake it out. Let's do that other side, the exact same thing for now. So again, you're going to step into your band with your right foot. Bring the band into your left hand. Give yourself a big wide stance. Turn the toes slightly in like you're doing a warrior 1. And then first thing you want to do is engage, straighten out that left leg as you lift the right. Straighten as you lift. Take that pause at the top so you really get that bottom leg straight. And whenever you want, you can add that bicep curl. If that messes you up, then don't add it. It's a cow tail. I was trying to figure out what I had hanging off of me. That was some big cat fur. Cat, cow. Yeah, there we go. Just a couple more here. Last two. And last one, we're gonna come here, straighten out that bottom leg, left toe, or excuse me, right toes, lift and tap, lift and tap, lift and tap. And release. Shake it out. Hands on your hips. Let your hips go side to side. Get a little movement. Other knee bends. Beautiful. And then bring that into that wide stance. And we'll roll through that cat. And inhale through that cow. And then lift back up again. Just beautiful movement through the spine. And relax. Let's go ahead and bring your band down. We're going to walk to the back of your mat. We're going to go into that wide stance. We'll roll through that cat. Inhale through that cow. And extend, really open. And then we'll bring our hands down. Walk those hands forward. High plank position. And then you're going to shift your weight over those hands. Bend those knees. Press those hips back. Long spine stretch here. And then as you come down, you're going to bring that band with you and drape it across your sacrum. You're going to bring your palms underneath the band. It's just single. It doesn't have to be folded in half. Center your head. Bring your toenails onto the ground. And then we want to lift the belly button, lift the kneecaps, but push the toes and the pubic bone into the ground. And we want to squeeze those shoulder blades together and let them drop. Squeeze them together, let them drop. One more time, squeeze them together. And then we add that upper body movement. Stretch the fingers down your thighs. Bring your head in line with your spine. Just a slight lift here. Pubic bone pressing, toes pressing, and relax down. Deep breath in. Exhale, kneecaps lift, belly button lifts, toes press in, pubic bone presses in. Stretch, reach, lift. If you want a little bonus, stretch those hands apart. And exhale down, deep breath in, exhale, stretch, reach, lift. Think about keeping your head in line with your spine. You mostly want to feel this in that upper back, not all the way down in your lower back right now. Two more. And on this last one, we'll hold, reach through your fingers, stretch through your toes, holding 3, 2, 1, and relax. And then we're just going to come up and let those hips rock and roll in a circle and go both ways. And then while we're on our hands and knees, we've done this before at the end of class, we're going to do it at the beginning. Take that band between your right big toe and your second toe, and you really just have to kind of make it bunched up so that it'll hold in place. And then bring it behind you so that it can come across your left shoulder. You'll come down onto all fours. And you don't want to be in cat, you don't want to be in cow. Neutral spine, so abs are pulled in, back of the neck is long. So option to just straighten your right leg and hold it there, or lift and lower it. If you wanted, you could also add your left arm, and again, you could hold or you can tap and lift. Keep that spine in neutral. Do your best to raise that right leg just to hip height. Back of the neck stays long. Make sure that that right hand is comfortable and that shoulder blade is sliding down your spine. Two more. And relax. We'll stretch out those toes in just a second. Move that band to your left. So it's between your left big toe and your left second toe. Again, maybe bunch it up a little bit so you've got a more secure grip. Bring it behind your hip and over to your right shoulder. Bring it on down. Find your squared up, flat back, neutral position. Left leg extends, you can lift and lower it. You can add that right arm, and you can add a tapping lift. And we'll go ahead and flip out of that. Then I promised you guys a toe stretch, so just tuck your toes under, and we're gonna bring that right leg forward, press back on those left toes. So I'm gonna sit back a little bit, but I didn't put all my weight back on those toes. Come forward, lift up that right heel, and then come back. Tuck those right toes, left leg comes forward. Tuck those toes, push back, so you're putting weight down on those toes. And then come forward and lift your left heel. And then gently, we're coming to a seated position. We're going to bring that band around behind our hamstrings. All right, so again, if you want to make it easier on yourself, just wrap that band and then bring it behind your hamstrings. Try to do your best to sit as tall as possible because we're adding that help with our biceps. So we're going to try and make these roll downs as perfect as possible. Once you hinge back to increase, you could option to open your arms a little bit and then grab hold and pull back up, sitting nice and tall, head in line with your spine, abs in, ribs pulled down, hinge it back, option to reach through your fingers and bring them wider. Just play with this. Good. On this last one, let's go ahead and hold back. Reach those arms apart, pull out and out and out, thumbs apart. 3, 2, 1. Woo, and relax. All right, we're going to head all the way down, but while we're seated, we're going to lasso our right foot by putting that band across the top of the foot and bringing it around behind the arch. And then left knee bend, and as you come down, you're just going to extend that right leg up. If you have a tail on, be sure to move it out of the way. All right, so here we are. Right hand is holding onto the band, but that has lifted my shoulder up. So I'm going to push my shoulder down, let it lift up. Push it down, let it lift up, push and lift. One more time, press the shoulder down, keep the elbows straight, point the right toes, left hand to your hip, so that as you start some tiny little leg circles, you can tell that that left hip isn't moving too much. Inhale to start, exhale to finish. Inhale to start, exhale to finish. If you want, you can start making those circles bigger if your hips are staying nice and stable. And you can stretch that left leg out on the ground and flex through the heel. And then we'll come back to center. We're going to bend that right knee. We're going to take that band off. Right foot goes on the ground. Bring your left knee in. Band goes across the top of the foot and then around behind, crisscrossing at the back. And then we grab hold of that band. We want to press that shoulder blade down and up a couple times just to remind us how to retract that shoulder blade. And then pull it down, leave it there, point the toes. Use your right hand on your right hip to see what's going on, try and create that stability. As you create circles, remember you are reversing your circle every time. So I start with an inhale, I finish with the exhale, and then I go the other way. If you'd like, stretch that right leg out on the ground, flex through that heel, and again, you can start to make bigger circles also. And back to center we go. We're going to try to sneak our right foot in next to the left one, but if you need to, just start all over, both knees in, band goes across the tops of both feet, and then sneaks around behind the arches. So the band is covering the tops of the feet, and then comes in between the arches. And then again, I have hold with both hands, but I'm going to pull my shoulders down, lift them up, pull my shoulders down, lift them up, pull them down, and then I'm going to nod yes, press the back of the head into the ground. I might even bend my elbows so I can see if I can keep my whole upper arm on the ground. Deep breath in, exhale, staple that belly button to the spine as you inhale, double leg lower, exhale, flex through the heels, come on back up again. So you can use your biceps to help 100%, 90%, 80%, 50%, not at all. Totally choose. But if you're using them even a little bit, then it helps give you that awareness as we do our double leg lower to keep those abs in, that low back stable. If this feels like too much, your long lever, you're going to go to a short lever, back to toe touch here with bent knees. A few more here. Again, you might have straight legs, might have bent knees. And then next time that leg comes to the top, you're going to bring that band into your right hand. You're going to let your legs move to the left. And I'm keeping my right elbow on the ground. And then back through center. Over to the left and back through center. And again, this could obviously be done with a bent knee if that's too much strain on your low back, too much for the hamstring. And then come back to center, let the band move to the right, or legs move to the right and center. So now the band gets slack, it's not going to help you as much. And again, obviously you can do this bent knee. And then back to center we go. Ooh, band into your left hand, center those legs, shoulders on the ground, back of the neck on the ground, legs move to the right and center. To the right and center. And then back over to the left and center. And relax. Put those knees in, but keep everything bound as it is. Little rock side to side. And then we're going to extend those legs up yet again. We're going to grab the tail. Maybe wrap your hands so that your hands are pretty close to those legs. So way up there, right? You can even walk them up. And then point the toes, extend them out, heels together, Pilates V, deep breath in. I'm going to exhale and allow that to roll me up. I'm going to inhale at the top and try and get a nice lift through my shoulders. I'm going to curl through the lower spine as I come down. So rocking motion like an open leg rocker. And you are certainly welcome to widen those legs if that's happening for you. If you need to, instead, you're just going to hold in that open leg balance position, using your arms to help lift the legs, using your legs to help lift the chest, and relax. Leave everything bound. Stretch those legs out in front of you. Woo. You can grip or lasso, knees bent or straight, whichever allows you to sit tall. And then we'll just do a little rowing motion here. Squeeze those elbows back. And then we're going to flip the grip so the palms face down, elbows are higher. And now we'll engage sort of the upper part of your shoulder anatomy. And then let go. We're going to untangle our feet. We're going to just sit tall, pull those glutes out from under you, bend your elbows, pull yourself a little forward, reach to the arms and lift for spine stretch, lifting up out of those hips as you press forward. And relax that down. All right, and we are headed into our clam exercise. Remember, the most challenging part of this is just getting the bands correct. So fold your band in half, please, as you are facing me. And then you want to slide the folded part underneath you so it ends up in your top hand. And then you just take your top hand through that fold, but don't let it slide up your arm. And then grab the tail close to your thigh so you already have some pressure, some resistance. Lie down, arm underneath your ear, heels together, toes apart. Knuckle down so there won't be movement with your arm, chest is open, and then press open. And from there, we're going to keep this tension. Rather than close, we'll come halfway and open more. Halfway, open more. Last two. Ooh, close all the way. This is your break before you lift your heels and then pivot open. And again, we press open, we'll stay lifted, press halfway down and open. And open. And relax. Ooh, we did some bonus on those. All right, give that hip some love, maybe hug it in, up towards you, take a little break here. Roll over onto your spine using that knee to help you get there. Hug it across to the opposite shoulder, increasing that stretch. And then just put the foot on the thigh, arms out, and then just gently let those hips rock to the side. And then use your bottom hand to press yourself up. We're going to come all the way over to the other side. So once again, we want that fold to be in the top hand as we end up rolling to our side, knees bent. And then when you knuckle down, you want to already have some tension on that band. Heels together, toes apart, head in line with your spine. And we press open as we knuckle down and open. Keep that opening, only close halfway. Sorry, I have technical something going on here. Keep going. I got too bunched up. But keep going. Ignore the man behind the curtain. Almost there. Beautiful. Take a break. Then lift the heels in the air, press open, stay there, and press open more and more. And relax. Ooh, give that hip some love. Hug it in, roll over onto your spine, hug that leg across to the opposite shoulder. And then set it on the opposite thigh. Let it gently rock to the side. And that'll bring you back over to that side. And we're gonna go from there back over onto our hands and knees for a moment. You're gonna single up that band and put it behind your shoulder blades and coming across at your armpits. And then you want to bring your elbows to your rib cage, have a nice 90-degree angle, and feel a little bit of tension on your shoulder. Before we even move, I want you to push against the band with your shoulder. Now your hips are going to move a little bit, but just try and get that movement just in the shoulder, because that's where we're headed. And then come on down onto your elbows and drop onto your hips. You're going to keep your pinkies on the ground, toes are strongly pressing into the ground, belly button pulls in, pelvis presses back, and from here, just a couple times, press again, that shoulder pressing against the band. Then we're going to turn this into a pre-plank, so lift your hips off the ground, so your knees and your toes and your forearms are the only thing on the ground, press against the band. Should feel a little more intensity. Next level, roll onto the fronts of your thighs, push against the band. And final level, tuck those toes and push against the band. And relax. Ooh, you can just press back in your resting position. Let's walk the hands over to the right, left hand on top of the right, and sit back on your left hip. Come on up, walk back through center. Right hand goes on the left as both hands go to the left, and sit on your right hip. And then as we come back through center, we'll just undulate through our cow-cat. And then you're going to come to a seated position, but in our mermaid's position. So left knee is in front, right leg is off to the side. You want to tuck it back, and you want to make sure that you're not rounded through that left side. So lift that booty up. And we'll do single here, right? So we're going to grab our band in our hands, but we're going to have it just barely shoulder width apart. Arms up over your head, lift up out of your hip, but then pull the ribs down. Bring your arms by your ears, and you're going to stretch over to your left, trying to keep as much of your right side on the ground as possible. And we're just going to one side, you're not going back and forth. If you wanted to make it a wee bit more challenging, walk your hands close together, same thing. And relax. We get to do that on the other side. So right leg in front, left leg off to the side. Again, we're probably tucked over there, so scoot those hips out from under you so you can sit as tall on that left hip as possible. Hands start about shoulder width apart. Try and get them behind you so the bands even are behind you. And then move to your right, straight arms, and back up. Option to walk those hands a little closer together, a little extra challenge. and relax. All right, and now we're gonna make our way back over onto our spine. And we'll stack that right leg into tabletop. We're gonna bring our band around behind us. And again, you have the option to just wrap the band so it's a little more comfortable. Shoulders back and down, head on the ground for now. Stack that left leg up at the same time. And then what we're gonna do, I'm gonna use my biceps to pull the right leg forward. I'm gonna use my leg to push it away, but I'm not gonna get much movement at all, right? I'm not gonna win with my arm nor my leg. It's just gonna be a small movement of both trying to push up against each other. And then at the same time, I'll extend that leg and left leg, excuse me, and let it pulse with it. Option certainly to lift your head. So this is our single leg pull instead of stretch. It's just a little kinder to the low back. However, if you really want a little extra, then instead the band goes across the front of the thigh. We press the fingers away and we pulse and push, pulse and push. And relax everything down. And then you choose whether that band is coming behind the left hamstring. Maybe you did a few on that way, and then you did a few the other way. Totally up to you. Again, the leg doesn't win, the arms don't win. It's a pulse and press, as the right leg does the same thing. Or it goes across the front of your left thigh, excuse me. And again, you're reaching and pulsing. And we're gonna relax, hug those knees into your chest. Use that band to get a deeper little stretch here, little rock side to side. And then feet on the ground, band in your hand, maybe give them that little wrap. And then you're gonna leave your lower body where it is, upper body is gonna rotate to the right and center and to the left. Hands staying the same distance apart for now. That's all we're doing. Hopefully the bands aren't smacking you in the face, mine are. One more time. And then we go center, knees stacked tabletop. Same thing with those arms, but the legs aren't moving. Trying to keep both hips on the ground. Try not to let the knees move at all. You're gonna find one side maybe a little more challenging than the other. And then finally, you get to help yourself. As your arms go right, your legs go left and back to center. Arms go left, knees go right. Now we're gonna do a really annoying one. Come back to center. Your arms are gonna go to the right, your knees are gonna go to the right, but you're gonna have to stop before that happens, right? So come back to center, then they both go to the left, only as far as you can go without bad stuff happening. They both go to the right and center. So your range of motion might be really small. Keep the knees together, keep the toes up where you can see them. And center it. Ooh, hug those knees in, take a little circle here. All right, building up to our teaser. Yippee! We're gonna start nicely. So let's just start with that band behind our thighs, behind your hamstrings, palms up, deep breath in, exhale, use your biceps to float the head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. Hold here on an inhale, just like we did earlier. If you want to, extend those arms, and then exhale, come down. Deep breath in, exhale, lift yourself up, inhale, reach through those fingers, exhale, roll back down, deep breath in, exhale, lift yourself up, inhale, reach, and exhale back down. That is always your option one. You're welcome to stay there. Option two, we're going to start lassoing our feet. And we really want to be safe on this one. So band goes across the top of your feet first. I would recommend trying to make it as even as possible at this point. So it goes across the tops of both feet. And then around behind the arch again. Right, so now we're gonna do just what we did a moment ago, but it'll be more awkward because we're gonna just try this, but you'll have this option. Feet have to stay down, use your biceps to lift up, stretch and reach those arms, maybe up towards the knees, exhale, bring it down, inhale. Exhale to lift, inhale, stretch, reach, exhale down. All right, but then the big jump is I'm gonna bring those legs out maybe 45 degrees and I'm gonna walk my hands way up that band. Because now my goal is to lift myself up without lowering my legs much at all. Inhale at the top, exhale, roll back down again. Exhale to lift, inhale, hold at the top, and exhale down. So now I'm moving my upper body without moving my lower body, hopefully. Once you're there, you can have the option to lift and lower just the lower body. Play with that one for a minute. And then finally, we go into teaser, which doesn't mean we rock and roll like we did earlier. Now it means we start in full lying down position, and then we lift up into our best teaser V position. And then you're going to exhale, lower everything down. Inhale at the bottom to prepare. Exhale, lift everything up. Oops. And then next time you come to your teaser, do your best to find the best teaser you can. Arms lifted, legs up. Balance on that tailbone, holding 3, 2, 1. Woo! Relax and untangle. Bring that band to your right foot, lengthwise, step on it with your right foot, and then bring that down as you come down. And now we're going to use our right hand to tug on the front of that to pull those right toes back very much. Should feel like a pretty big stretch all the way down your calf into your foot. And then I want you to press the ball of the foot against the band and then push the toes against the band. Then we'll pull the toes back, we'll press the ball of the foot to the ceiling and then press the heel to the ceiling, deep stretch. Roll the toes out so your pigeon toe, that whole leg can move. Press through the ball of the foot and then the toes. Then the toes pull back, ball of the foot pulls back, heel pulls back. Then we'll go pigeon toed and the leg can come across a little bit. Press the ball of the foot and then the toes. Toes pull back, ball of the foot pulls back. And then I'm going to slide, give myself some slack so that I can drop my right elbow and shoulder onto the ground and let that leg hang for a passive inner thigh stretch. If I want a little more on my hamstring, I'm going to bring that up towards my forehead. Left hip stays down. Bring that all back through center. Bend the knee in, and then again, you're going to want to choke up a lot on both ends of the band. Maybe press and pull a couple times, and then without sliding the band on your hand, see how straight you can get the leg. And then we'll slide, give it some slack. Let the leg circle, big circle. And then slowly lower the left leg out, lower that right leg. You could let that band release. Hopefully your right hip flexor feels a little more open. Maybe that low back a bit closer to the ground. Let's bend that right foot and put it on the ground. And then again, your left foot goes into the band parallel. And we want to really pull back the front of that band. And then we'll press the ball of the foot and then the toes toward the ceiling. And then pull the toes back and the ball of the foot up. Rotate out so you are duck-footed. Whole leg can go. Ball of the foot presses, toes press, toes pull back, ball of the foot presses back. We'll go pigeon-toed, ball of the foot presses up, toes press up, and then they pull back and pull back. And then we'll create a little bit of slack. Let that elbow drop to the left. and the leg hangs freely, inner thigh and hamstring stretch. Reach up, grab that, bend the knee in and tighten, tighten, tighten. Maybe while you're there, take a few movements. And then press the heel, trying to get the leg as straight as possible without sliding the band. Good. And then we'll give it some slack, point the toe. Big circle in one direction and then the other. And then slide the right leg out, slide the left leg, gently lower it and let go of that again. Take a moment here, that should feel delicious. Nod your head yes. Press the back of the head gently into the ground, along with the shoulders and the elbows. Then bend that right knee, cross it over the left thigh, drag that left heel in so you can thread your needle. For a little more stretch, you reach for your shin. Take a little rock side to side. Hug the knee into your left, and then take that right knee all the way across. Grab that left knee, hug it in, pull it over. Big stretch on that right hip. Stay there or let the hips drop left. Come on back through center and cross. Left ankle crosses the right. Thread your needle either behind the hamstring or in front of the shin. Take some rock side to side. Pull it in. And then cross that left knee over the right. Reach for the right knee. Give it a big hug. Pull it to the right and in. Feeling that deep stretch on that left hip. Feeling free to stay there. Support it. Let it hang there. However, or you can twist all the way to your right. From that right side, uncross your legs and stack them up and use your left hand to press yourself up. And then we'll spin so that we're over on our hands and knees. Let's put left hand forward, right knee forward, undulate cow-cat on a stagger. Everything back to center, right hand forward, left knee forward, stagger cow-cat. And then once again, we'll square, we'll tuck those toes, cover the knees, and then press back, widen your stance. Feel free to pedal out those heels, hands on your thighs. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Move. Lift that chest, bring it all the way up. Hope you had a spooky good Pilates class. All right.